As another season comes to a conclusion, let's reflect on the past anime that we've watched this season and decide which ones will stick in our memories down the road. Let's get into it. Devil Survivor 2 the Animation, a show that can be summed up as generic and cliche, but still somehow manages to be entertaining. Based off a game of the same name, Devil Survivor 2 was an RPG element game that, let's assume, takes 40 plus hours to complete, so the character development in the game was just completely turned off by the time restrictions of 13 episodes. Basically, the character development was just atrocious. It attempted to make me care for these characters that it was killing off, but I didn't feel any feelings towards them. When they died, I was just like, meh, let's move on. Even worse, the character development of the main character Hibiki was just awful. The anime depicted Hibiki as just being this average, mopey, shonen protagonist that we've all seen before. To make it even worse, he's depicted as being just powerful. Anime decided, let's make him just as powerful as possible right from the beginning. For some reason, he has this unknown powers that we haven't even explained. The only reason given is, well, I'm the chosen character, I'm the main character, so guess what? I'm gonna be super powerful, which is just utter bullshit. And some of the minor supporting characters who I actually really liked but didn't get enough development were just kind of just left in the dust. Although I'm bashing the show, it's actually really enjoyable. So the animation is nice, the action is satisfying, and the plot intriguing enough just to keep you watching. I mean, I've yet to be bored with it at least. I've just been annoyed with it, to say the least. It's a hit or miss show with people. Date Alive, a series that revolves around Shido, and his goal is to save the world from hot girls. These hot girls that I'm referring to are actually space entities that, whenever they enter into Earth, causes a space quake that kills a lot of people. Now, this is a lighthearted show, with deep undertones, surprisingly. The characters in this show are more or less cliche, but this is a show that is basically a parody of a bunch of other things, such as mechs and probably just dating sims in general. To save these girls, Shido needs to actually date them, and he needs to kiss them to seal their powers. Now, this probably sounds absurd and really stupid, because it does sound stupid. It sounds like a really stupid plot, but it's an actually really fun watch. It's lighthearted and enjoyable. That's what it's going for, although there is some serious undertones that are there, but that doesn't take away from the lightheartedness of the series. Overall, it's just an entertaining show that applies a twist to the harem genre, and doesn't take itself all that seriously. The Hentai Prince and the Stony Cat, or Haneko. It revolves around Yokadera, who is always thinking about his carnal desires, but no one acknowledges him as a pervert. Don't know why that's a bad thing. He learns about a cat statue that supposedly grants wishes. The boy goes to pray that he will be able to express his lustful thoughts whenever and wherever he wants. At the statue, he encounters a girl from his high school with her own wish, that she would not display her real intentions so readily. When both of their wishes more or less go wrong, they both want to get it back, and the story revolves around them trying to get what they lost back. Haneko doesn't fail to deliver a compelling and hilarious story of a misunderstood high school boy, and a series of mishaps with the girls around him. A point where Haneko fails is the characters. The characters are quite stereotypical, but they're so well developed it is hard not to love them, to not absolutely love them. Whether laughing at the crazy antics or the lewd moments of Haneko, you'll find it funny, charming, and just all in all crazy. I would recommend this to anyone, except my mommy. Valvrave the Liberator, an abomination of things that should not have been mixed together, such as high schoolers, mechs, vampires, and space Nazis. Although that sounds really stupid, this is one of the animes I'm enjoying the most this spring. It's extremely enjoyable, and one of the lacking things is the characters. The main character, Haruto, is more or less a pushover, and it really gets irritating. But there is another main character named Elf, who really balances him out and makes them a great duo. The plot is a huge mess. It's basically a battle between these peace-loving high schoolers who broke off into their own nation and are in battles with space Nazis and communists. Now that's an interpretation, but that is really what it seems like while you're watching it. The reason the high schooler nation is even able to survive is because they have these really powerful, ahead-of-the-time mechs called Valvraves. And let me just tell you, the action, this is made by Sunrise, so it's done really well. Overall, it's just a fun and entertaining watch that really surprises you with the twists and turns that they bring to the table. My My fellow Syscons, we can rejoice as Arimo 2 aired this spring and it was wonderful. The sound, the music, it was all wonderful. The art, moe as fuck. Wonderful. Now to stop fucking around, Arimo 2, one of my favorite shows that excels in the slice of life genre. The best part about Arimo is the characters. They all have their unique personalities that always lead to hilarious events that just keep you laughing. Every episode leaves me with a happy, warm feeling because it's absolutely hilarious and just makes me enjoy it. Arimo isn't all laughs. It has some lighthearted, touching moments that really get to you. It doesn't make you cry, but it definitely leaves you inspired or sad, depending on your personality. To sum it all up, it's just a hilarious ride that everyone should enjoy. Susei no Gargantua, an anime with a beautifully put together plot that both captivates the human imagination and emotions. The setting's in the distant future where mankind was forced to migrate throughout the galaxy in order to survive. After a fight, our main character Leto is forced into a wormhole that takes him to present-day Earth, which is basically only water. He's picked up by the fleet Gargantua, and he's welcomed by other humans speaking a language he does not understand. The main drive of this show is essentially following the humanization of Leto as a character from a killing machine to something that actually thinks and has his own beliefs. The character development of the main characters such as Amy and Leto is wonderful, done extremely well, but the supporting characters are kind of left behind, but that doesn't affect the enjoyment of the show. I'm trying really hard not to give away any spoilers, because this is a great show and I don't want to spoil anything for anybody, but this anime has it all. The story is amazing and well thought out, the animation is beautiful and great, and you can just tell it's one of the best of this season. Certain Scientific Railgun S. It's the sequel to the first season of Railgun, and it's a side story to a certain magical index. This season of Railgun focuses on one arc, the Sisters arc, which coincides with the arc and index, but this time it's from the perspective of our main character, Misaka Mikoto, who is one of my favorite characters of all time. The setting's in Academy City, an advanced city dominated by students with superpowers, or espers. The superpowers are divided into 5 levels, with level 5 being the highest. Our main character, Misaka Mikoto, is one of the only 7 level 5 espers, ranked 3rd strongest of the 7, and given the nickname Railgun due to her ability of emitting and manipulating electricity. The tone of the second season changes greatly from the first season. It kicks off with a strong start exhibiting a much more serious and exciting tone. Similar to the level upper arc of the first season, with an engaging storyline and captivating action scenes, anyone can be easily drawn into the brilliance of the series. Whether you're watching it for the carefree scenes of Misaka's daily life, or for the life-threatening battles, this show does not fail to entertain. With the amazing action parts of the first season and a new serious tone, Railgun S does not fail to deliver a punch. Or a railgun. Yahari or no, okay, I'm not saying that. We're gonna go with Snafu because that's too long of a fucking name. Snafu, an anime that revolves around our protagonist, Hikigawa Hachiman. I probably pronounced that wrong, pretty sure I did. Who was entirely rejected and remarked as gross by his peers, or his classmates. His goal in high school is just to remain a loner and avoid making friends. He does what he can to make himself unnoticeable and doesn't draw much attention towards himself. He wants to conduct his life like a bear, one that hibernates to cause no trouble nor to get into trouble. So, what makes an anime featuring a social apathetic loner so interesting? It's the fact that this protagonist gives his audience a wild, crazy taste of his own state of mind. Eventually, Hickey loses his loner lifestyle and is forced into the public service club by his teacher to correct his corrupted behavior. Now, this is a sarcastic anime. The characters of this anime feature a very unique cast with matching personalities that are pretty unique in themselves and interesting. The chemistry between the characters is wonderful. Snafu relies on dialogue and character development to advance the plot. Now, this isn't your normal romance comedy. That's actually what the name basically means, is it's not your normal one. It's supposed to show a deeper aspect behind high school life. With the subtle use of comedy, that's honestly what I admire, is the subtle use of comedy with this realistic outlook on high school life. I found this anime incredibly enjoyable and just entertaining, and was laughing at the countless remarks of Hickey's remarks to the other characters' actions. The back and forths between the characters is always amusing, with the snarkiness and scorn bouncing about through and over the heads of the friendlier characters, or the popular people. Honestly, Snafu is the golden gem of this season that I feel like everyone should watch. I can't recommend it enough. Hatarako Mouse Summer, or The Devil is a Part-Timer. It's a comedy anime that's about a demon lord that drifted into modern-day Tokyo and started working at a fast food joint. You can already imagine how hilarious and outrageous this anime can be, and it is. It's outrageous, hilarious, and makes me burst out laughing every fucking episode. Every single character in The Devil is a Part-Timer has a unique and varied personality that brings something to the table to the already unique and hilarious atmosphere that The Devil is a Part-Timer has. I mean, what more can I say? It's about an overlord that travels to another universe and is trapped there, and he has to find a way to get back. It kind of honestly seems cliche, something that's been done before, but it's done so masterfully well that The Devil is a Part-Timer is one of the best shows of this spring season and will not fail to make you laugh. It is just utterly hysterical. Watch it. Attack on Titan. Pretty obvious I was gonna put this here. I bet half of you were expecting that. Probably more than half. I honestly think this show deserves the hype that it has. With the art being good and the animation just being fucking amazing, it's animated just magnificently, especially during the fight scenes. When they're jumping from roof to roof, it looks so bloody awesome. I haven't felt this epic feeling that gives me goosebumps all over my body since Gurren Lagann, and that was years ago. There have been other animes that have given me the same feeling, but Gurren Lagann is the most memorable. Attack on Titan just brings that similar feeling that I cannot get rid of after watching an episode and just demand more. The characters are great for the most part. A lot of them are lacking development, but it can't be helped. At any second during any of the episodes, I have never felt a shred of boredom and will not fail to entertain. The plot is basically that the human race has been put in a cage. They have barricaded themselves inside these walls to protect themselves from the outside force of Titans. Titans are these giant human-looking creatures who are moe as fuck. They eat humans for an unspecified reason, which hopefully will be explained at some point during the anime, and honestly, they creep me the fuck out, and I'm pretty sure that's what they're supposed to do. It also has an amazing soundtrack. Attack on Titan hits hard and makes you, not even makes you, it forces you to watch it week to week. Gut-wrenching feelings all week because you want to see the next episode because it's that entertaining. You want to know what happens. You want to know. And that is honestly why I think Attack on Titan is one of the best shows of this fucking season. Watch it. Thanks for watching.